All right, let's dive into a skill that is absolutely key for getting a high score on your IELTS essay, the counter-argument. Seriously, this is one of the best ways to show the examiner that you can handle complex ideas.
And just so you know, this whole explainer comes straight from the high-scoring model answers and killer techniques we used at the IELTS-FOCUS. This is the stuff designed to push you past that tricky band 6.5 and get you into band 7 territory, or even higher.
So this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It can feel a little risky, bringing up the other side's point. You might think it weakens your own case. But the secret isn't really in what you argue. It's all about how you structure that argument. Okay, let's get into it. So what we're going to do is deconstruct a perfect model paragraph. The topic is crime and punishment, a real classic for IELTS, and this example shows you exactly how to acknowledge and then completely dismantle an opposing view with total confidence.
Just look at the core argument here. It starts off with a concession. Admittedly, yeah, prisons might help reduce crime, but then it just pivots to this really powerful counterpoint. The prison system can actually increase crime. Wow. You can immediately feel how balanced and confident that structure is. Let's break down exactly how the writer pulls this off.
So what's so cool about this is that it reveals the simple, really elegant structure behind that powerful paragraph. It's a technique we can call concede and refute, and it's basically a three-step process. You concede a point, you pivot, and then you refute it with your own evidence. Simple as that.
Okay, so first up is the concession. The writer just gracefully acknowledges the other side of the argument, and using a word like admittedly is a fantastic signal to the examiner. It basically says, look, I understand the other perspective, I've thought about it, and now I'm going to engage with it. That right there immediately makes your writing feel so much more sophisticated and balanced.
And here it is, the masterstroke, the pivot. The word, however, signals a complete 180-degree turn in the argument's direction. Right after this pivot, the writer starts to refute that initial point by bringing in all these negative consequences. You've got resentful families. You've got first-time offenders learning from hardened criminals. This is how you turn an opposing argument into fuel for your own point. It's brilliant.
Now, here's the crucial thing. Having this powerful structure is only half the story. To really make it work, you need the right language. The specific words you choose are what take a good argument and turn it into a great one.
This slide breaks down those tools perfectly. I want you to pay close attention to the hedging language. Instead of making these absolute black and white claims like punishments will not prevent crime, the writer says they might prevent some crime. They don't say families will be angry, but that they are likely to. This isn't weakness, it's precision. You can use other great phrases too, like it could be argued that, or in some cases, or even tends to. This makes your argument feel so much more nuanced and realistic, which is exactly what the examiner is looking for.
Okay, so let's switch gears to another topic just to see how this builds. Because this technique isn't some one-trick pony that only works for essays about crime. No, this is a universal template, a framework that you can apply to pretty much any IELTS Task 2 question where you need to discuss different points of view. Just look at the parallel structure here. It's perfect. On the left, we've got our crime paragraph, conceding that prisons can be a deterrent. And on the right, from a totally different essay about fame, the writer concedes that, yeah, fame brings a lot of money. Both of them start by acknowledging the most obvious, most common argument for the other side. It's the exact same logical first step.
And here's that parallel pivot again. After conceding the point, both paragraphs immediately introduce the downsides, the drawbacks that outweigh that initial benefit. For the crime essay, it's the risk of making crime worse. For the fame essay, it's losing your normal life. You see? The structure's identical. That just proves how incredibly versatile this concede and refute model really is.
So, what's the bottom line here? What should you take away from all this? Let's put these powerful techniques into a simple toolkit that you can take with you into your next practice essay and, of course, into the exam itself. Okay, these are the absolute must-knows. First, get comfortable with this three-step structure. You start your paragraph by fairly stating the other view. Second, you pivot cleanly with a transition word like however. And third, you present your refutation using that nuanced, hedging language we talked about to make your claims sound realistic and thoughtful. Mastering this flow is going to make your arguments so much more convincing. So, I'll leave you with a final question. Think about an essay you've written recently. Was there a spot where you could have brought in a counterargument? How can you use this concede and refute method to take your score from good to great? Give it a try, practice it, and I promise it'll become second nature.